What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios, deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider ReACTION. What's up, nation? I'm feeling pumped tonight. I'm ready to bring the fire for you for 60 solid minutes. I'm ready to start off coast to coast, here on the East Coast, for a solid hour of Raider flavor. And then I'm going to throw it deep to the West Coast, to the infamous Raider Bear, to break it down for a whole nother hour. That's what we do every Monday through Friday, right here. 7 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 12 Eastern. That's how we do it. What's up, nation? What's up, Gary? So, I got some fire for you tonight. There's some juice in the Raider world. Tonight we are going to discuss the Vegas timeline. Updates to the Vegas timeline. Perry Riley Jr. Bruce Irvin jerseys. The Commish's top 10 most hated coaches. Raiderettes. Tim Brown's projections. And, if we got time, I'm going to give you the pre-bye week schedule breakdown. And of course, every time, like every edition, when it's just the Commish, I'm going to end the show with my WTH. So let's get it cracking. What's up, Raider Nation? What's up, Assassin Angel Ass? Thank you for sharing. Share it up, family. If you watching, maybe somebody else want to watch too. Hello, Dorothy. What's up? Like it. Throw up them thumbs. Throw up them hearts. Let me know you guys are out there through the show. Don't just sit there. You got it in your hand. Use your thumb. Share that thing. I appreciate the love. Thanks for joining me again. Almost made it through another week. Almost my second full week on Oakland Raider football page. And I'm loving kicking it with you guys every night. So, the Vegas timeline has been updated. They are now saying the sides are eyeing a May 23rd deadline for finalizing the Raider lease. The NFL owners have set this soft deadline, hoping to be able to approve a document and get this thing going. Sean's here just so you don't get fined. I like it. Oh. I hadn't even cracked my tall boy yet. Thank you, Dorothy. Appreciate you coming back. What's up, Randolph? I'm going to stay with Randolph in Tennessee when I come up to watch the season opener. Randolph's going to let me kick it. So, I work in this industry. Right now, I am an owner's rep for an almost $2 billion project. So, I have a little more knowledge of what it takes to build something like this than the average person. So, when I'm saying something, don't think I'm talking out my you-know-what. Because I'm not. I got a little more insight on this than the average Joe does. What's up, Terry? So, like I said, this is a 30-month build. I understand that it's a 24-hour build. I'm working on a 24-hour build. I completely understand that. I know it's Vegas. I know they do 24-hour builds. But a 30-month timeline for a project like this is very, very critical that they break dirt right after the first of the year in 2018 if we expect to be playing in that stadium in 2020. I'm saying it now. I'm putting it out there. So if we're not ringing in the new year and seeing shovels in the dirt and them out there digging and getting started, and then I'm telling you, 2020 is in jeopardy. Mark my words. I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm glad to see that they're pushing this. I'm glad to see that they're getting the paperwork going through. What's up, Jeffrey? And I'm just glad to see that they're moving on this. I mean, it wasn't but a week or two after the relocation. They were already out there doing geotechnical testing on the site to make sure it was even feasible. So the fact that that was happening so quickly was a good sign that, man, they want to move on this thing. That they weren't messing around anymore. Once the vote was in, it's go time. Randolph says 2021. That's what hey, I'm hoping because of the fast track that they're on that they stay on this fast track and they can make it happen. But But, exactly, Carlos, there's a lot of details to something like this. A lot. There are so many details to builds like this. Oh my God. You are taking a gigantic structure and placing it into one of the epicenters of our country. That is not a simple task. Okay? There's never been something like this in Vegas. Even with everything that Vegas has, you do not have a top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art, professional sporting facility. You've got all the other stuff, but you don't have that. So to come up with everything and make sure everything works, this is not a little thing, man. This is a big thing. So that's why I'm telling you, January, right after the first of the year, they better be breaking ground. They better be breaking ground, or we're going to start having to come up with a contingency plan, because 2020 could be in jeopardy. So, we'll see. We'll see. Now, the other kind of big news that came out today was that the Raiders failed to take the tender on Perry Riley Jr. Now, I really thought the way the Raiders drafted at linebacker that they were for sure going to bring back Perry Riley Jr. I thought he was in the works. Now, Carlos agrees with me. He agrees with me. Hey, I try to be Mr. Optimistic. I am a very optimistic guy. I mean, I think the Raiders are going to win it all every year. Even when we were 2-14. I swear they'd win it all the next year. Because that's the kind of fan I am. But this is construction. And that's a whole different beast, man. And you're talking working with city government and DOT and, oh my God. Yes. Yes, Assassin Angel Eyes. For them to be able to open in 2020, for the season to be able to start, and for them to be able to bring 60, 70,000 people to this facility like it's going to draw the very first time it opens for a game, everything has to be done. You can't open up a facility like that without all of the road work done, the parking done, the striping in, the trees and shrubs will be in. This thing will be blinged out, punched out, done, signed off on everything. They can't, there's no way. The safety concerns of bringing that many people into an active construction site, OSHA would hang somebody. So this thing's going to have to be done. It's going to have to be done. Atlanta has been facing the same kind of struggles already with their mechanical sphincter design that they've got on theirs. They have been battling it for months because the engineering firm that had came up with that couldn't figure out how to get the flower design to open up. It wasn't working right because it opens like a camera lens on top of the I prefer sphincter because I think that's much more funny to think of the Falcon Stadium as having that on top of there. So I don't like to call it a camera lens because I think it's funnier the other way. I got a good friend of mine who's a Falcons fan, and I love ragging on him about his stadium with the sphincter on top of it. So, and I keep telling him ours is going to be better. Look at this thing. I mean, look at that thing. Is that thing not gorgeous? I mean, come on. Come on, Oakland guy. I understand, man, they're leaving, but at least when you come watch them, you ain't going to have to watch them on dirt, okay? You're going to get to watch them in this beautiful palace, so find the silver lining. The Raiders are going to win a couple Super Bowls in Oakland, and then they're going to get to go play in this beautiful palace. It's beautiful, Terry. It's beautiful. It's the type of stadium that I've wanted to see the Oakland Raiders playing in forever. It's unfortunate that it's not in Oakland. It would be more beautiful if it was in Oakland, but it is going to be amazing in Vegas too. No more dirt. No more dirt, Daniel. No more kicking 50-yard possible game-winning field goals from the dirt. Holding it in the dirt. How many times have we all seen that? That needs to end. Alright, so how do we get back to that? Sorry, the comments got me off course there. Derailed. So, Perry Riley Jr., like I said, I'm shocked that they didn't take the tender on him, because if they would have took the tender, that means if he didn't sign with anybody, or if he did sign with somebody else, they could have got some compensated draft picks. So, I was a little shocked that they didn't take... Hold on. Somebody's got some info here. Michael, there's going to be two builders. The main builder is the same builder that built Minnesota Stadium. Minnesota Stadium. Do you realize that Minnesota Stadium is killing birds on average of 60 plus a day? Because the way they designed that stadium, the birds around it, it doesn't even look like it's there. And they're flying right into the side of it. PETA is all up in arms about Minnesota Stadium. So we got that builder. That builder in the design, I hope it's not that designer that's doing the Oakland Stadium. That's great, that's that builder. I don't know if anybody's heard that story, because obviously they've been trying to keep that under wraps, man. But there's been like 60 plus birds a day. They've been trying to figure out how to deal with the glass, because there's so much glass around it, because they've got the whole end open so you can see the skyline out of it, that birds are flying into it, man. And it's a serious murder rate. There's a murder rate going on up in purple country there. Yeah, PETA's not happy. Chris Lentz. Top 10 Raiders stadium. Now, Chris, interestingly enough, I have been to a lot of stadiums in the NFL. My goal is to see the Raiders play in every single stadium. And I'm having to go back and check some off because some of the stadiums that I've seen them playing have been torn down and new have been built. So that's my goal. And I'm bringing my son along with me on that goal, who's about to be 11 in a couple months. And he's checked off a few, but obviously, you know, we gotta keep checking them off. I'm hoping to check off Tennessee. I went to a game in Tennessee at the old stadium, and I'd like to get up there for the season opener. So, like I said, I was a little shocked about the Perry Riley Jr. news. Really thought the Raiders were gonna go after him. Thought that's why they didn't go higher with the linebacker in the draft, because they were going to bring back Perry Riley. But, you know, but maybe they still will. Maybe they still will, and they're just rolling the dice. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Bruce Irvin will sign your jersey if you send it to the Raiders headquarters. He's went on Twitter and stated that he will sign anybody's jerseys who sends them to the facility. So, if you got a Bruce Irvin jersey and you're willing to gamble the fact that you can send it in there, he's going to sign it and then have it sent back to you, then Assassin Angel Eyes knows, because she lives in Minnesota. And, yes, but you notice that they've tried to keep that out of the news. You see little blurps about it here and there, but man, they are trying to keep that quiet, because you know that doesn't look good. Because at 60 plus a day, that's a lot of birds. Of course there is, Randall, and spoiler alert, I may be talking about that at the end of the show. But, if you got a Bruce Irvin jersey, and you want to try it out, 1220 Harbor Bay Parkway, Alameda, California, 94502. I would prepay the return postage, though, just to make sure I got it. I mean, I like to get an autograph too, but to pay up a jerseys ain't cheap. Then I have to send it and not get it back, possibly. Might have to buy up one of them cheap China ones and send it off, because those don't cost that much. That way, if you don't get it back, you know, it ain't gonna be that big of a deal. I mean, that's cool. I'm sure you sign it. You throw that out there on Twitter, man. He ends up with, like, just think of 1,000 people send jerseys. Just 1,000. And that's entirely possible. The guy's got thousands of followers on Twitter. You know? The chances that every single person gets their jersey sent back to their return address, I just find it hard to believe. There's just... Because it's going to get stuck with some admin to do, and, you know, I mean, let's face it. People are incompetent, so it is what it is. So, got a little treat for you tonight. Coming off of the official Chris Lentz notepad, I have the Commish's top 10 most hated coaches. These are my personal most hated coaches. Some old, some new. Some I'm sure you can probably guess. Let's see if you can predict who number 1 is. Because I'm curious. So, the Commish top 10 most hated coaches. See if you guys can guess who number 1 is. We're going to start with number 10. He's the current coach. What's up, Tim? He's the current coach, and he one of the teams I hate the most. Actually, they were number 3 on the Commish's top 10 of most hated teams. And he's their current coach. I don't like him, and I honestly don't think he's that great of a coach. I just think he's got lucky to have some talented players that have pulled it out for him. Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Steelers, he's my number 10 most hated coach. I hate the Steelers with a passion, and I don't like this guy at all. For many reasons, multiple reasons. He's smug. I don't think he's that great of a coach. Like I said, I think he's got lucky that he's gotten guys like Antonio Brown. I mean, as much as I hate Ray Plisberger, he's been a competent quarterback at times. They've had solid running game, and they've always had a good defense. And I don't think he's that good of a coach. I just don't. Don't like Mike Tomlin. I think he's overrated. I think he's very overrated. So he's my number 10. Thanks for sharing, guys. Share it up, man. Love seeing all the activity tonight. Pete Carroll. Who's my guy guesses so far? Somebody's guessed Pete Carroll, Belichick. Those are the only ones I've got so far. Try to see if you guys can pick who my number 1 is as I work up through the list. Randolph agrees with me. I think he's overrated too. Number 9, he's not even around anymore. But I hated this guy when I was growing up, man. Hated him. Freaking 49ers. Hated him. Hated Joe Montana. Hated all of them. Hated Bill Walsh, too. Man, I hated Bill Walsh. You know, I hate saying I hate a guy that ain't around anymore, but Andy Reid. Chris guesses Andy Reid. He's working his way up the list, but I don't think he's number 1. He's working his way up the list, though. He keeps at it. But I think he's going to be nothing. He's not. I'm not going to hate Andy Reid. I'm just going to feel sorry for him. People are going to start handing out double beat-downs on him every season. The Walrus, I don't like him, but his KFC eating, he's going to get it this year. And we ain't going to be worrying about no Chiefs. So, number 8. Again, from my childhood. Marv Levy, man. Coach of the Bills. I hated the Bills. With a passion. My very best friend in the whole world. The entire time I was growing up was a Bills fan. 4 Super Bowls in a row. I mean, I loved watching those 4 Super Bowls with them, and they lost every freaking one. But 4 years in a row that I had to listen to that mouth. And the Raiders going up there with Jay Shredder. And losing in the snow, getting trounced like 50-something to 7. Oh, man, I hated the Bills. I hated them with every ounce of my blood when I was growing up. Hated those guys. Hated Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith, all the Darryl Talley, man. I hated all of them. Andre Reed was such a mouthpiece. Couldn't stand him. I love the fact that, just love the fact that they lost 4 in a row. But man, that era right there, we just couldn't, they were the hump that we couldn't get over. And, oh man, they just chapped me so bad in that time period. And that was when I was in high school when that was going on. And that's when I was as big and starting to be as big and as passionate a Raiders fan as I was at that point in my life, man, and the freaking Bills, hated them. Next one. We beat him in the Super Bowl when he was the coach of the Eagles. Then he comes back, wins one with the Rams, and then he comes to the Chiefs. I just never liked this guy. I don't like coaches who cry after games and are all emotional. I want to see a hard ass. And this guy was just, he's one of them kumbaya coaches, and they just bug me. I don't like Dick Vermeil. He bugs me. He bugs me. And he's the Chiefs coach too. And I'm glad we beat him down back in the day. And I'm glad he never got one with the Chiefs. And Assassin Angel, well, Vermeil, I just said him. He's number 7. Dick Vermeil. I love you guys. Come on, man. It's football. None of that kumbaya stuff. Bah! Another coach. Around when I was growing up, too. Oh, man, one of the most hated teams. I hate the Cowboys. Andrew's close. My next one's a Cowboys coach. Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson. Andrew, I'm not really old enough to hate Tom Landry. Now, I remember Tom Landry when I was growing up as a coach, but he wasn't in that, like, you know, Jimmy Johnson was more the coach I remember hating. Randolph. Let's all hold hands, guys. We're going to go out there and beat them. Come on, guys. Oh, man. But Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson. Now, I got to admit, I softened up on Jimmy Johnson a little bit when he was on Survivor. Because he seemed like he was an alright dude. He just likes to fish now. But when he was a coach, I hated that dude, man. Hated that guy. Absolutely hated him. He was such a prick. With his helmet hair, and he's the Cowboys coach, and Jimmy Johnson. But like I said, when he was coaching, hated that guy. He's my number 6. Now number 5. This guy, he's bounced around. He's coached everywhere. He coached for the Giants, the Jets, the Patriots. Even went and coached. You guys got some good guesses up there. Some of these guys are on my list. For sure. A lot of these guys are still on my list that I see getting thrown up there. But this guy even went and coached for the Cowboys. Everybody puts this guy on a pedestal. Bill Parcells on some pedestal, like he's some coaching guru, and he's another one that I think is just highly overrated. I do not think Bill Parcells. I mean, when he came to the Cowboys, oh my God, if you'd listened to everybody, you should have just handed him the trophy. It's like, Bill Parcells is coaching the Cowboys. They've got to win. It's Bill Parcells. But come on. He's not that great. He had Lawrence Taylor. He had a great quarterback. Running backs. The Giants had a stock team, man. They had a stock team. You could have gave Ray Charles the game plan, and he would have been fine calling it. Come on. Hate that guy. Another one. And that guy stayed around forever. He was around the whole time I was growing up, and all the way oh man. And then they went and put him in the broadcast booth, and he was terrible in the broadcast booth. Terrible. He was awkward, and he was not good. Not good at all. So, Tuna, glad you're gone, and you're my number 5. You're my number 5. Number 4. A lot of people don't understand this one and why this one's this high. But this one's personal to me. This one's personal to me. Didn't we all, Craig? Didn't we all? But this was personal to me. I know there's a lot of different stories about what happened and how it went down and who traded who and how it went on and what went on behind closed doors. And I understand there's still a certain segregation of the Raider Nation that has a distinct love for this guy. But John Gruden is on my number 4 for my most hated coaches. You took us so close for several years. We should have got it every single season. We got screwed. We got screwed with the tuck. We got screwed with Syracuse's fat ass picking up Gannon and driving him into the ground. Both plays were rules that were later changed and you're not allowed to do anymore. Both of them. Those should have been Super Bowls. Gets us so close. And then leaves. And takes our ring with him. Goes to the Bucks. I was so, when it happened, I was so disgusted. And then to see him in the Super Bowl and the whole thing just so deep breath. It just when I heard all the talk after we were having a couple we went through some coaches, and then man, I started hearing about let's bring John Gruden back. Oh my God. My blood just boiled. I'm like, why? Please, God, do not bring him back. No. That's a divorce. It was a bloody divorce. We went through court. He gets the kids. And then you want him to move back in? No way. No way. The divorce is final. You go your way. We're going ours. Don't ever come back in the house. Bye, Chucky. It was good while it lasted, but you left. You left. And I think you wanted to leave. I don't care what everybody said. Number 3. I think we all have equal hatred for this gentleman. What's up, Saul? I love the Chewy mask. I think you should start out every show with the Chewy mask. He was rocking it. That was bad. Number 3. Think we all hate him. The Hood. Their whole dynasty started on us. What's up, Taz? The whole dynasty started on us. But we're going to end it, too. You started with our blood in the snow. And we're coming back to get it this season. Your dynasty started with us. And it's going to end with us. Bill Belichick, my number 3 on the Commish's most hated coaches. Bill Belichick. I hate the guy. Hate him. I'm telling you. They are not going to be as good this year as everybody thinks they're going to be. They are not going to be as good this year as everybody thinks they're going to be. Father Time is undefeated. 1 year, the world was talking about Peyton Manning being the greatest quarterback that walked the face of the earth. The next year was a bum with a dead arm. Just like that. It happens to everybody. One season, they were talking about Revis Island. The next season, Revis Island was getting foreclosed on. Nobody wanted a part of it. Happens just like that. And Tom Brady, eat all the rice cakes you want. Avocado ice cream. Take all your multivitamins, your freaking fish oil, whatever you're taking. You age just like I age, just like everybody else ages. And anytime the wheels are coming off, you're going to start losing it. You're not going to be able to hit that little spot no more. And all it takes in the NFL is for you to be off just a little bit. And balls start getting picked. They start going back for sixes. They start getting knocked down. You're not able to squeeze them in. Your line's not as good as it used to be. dynasty ends this year. There's a new moon rising, and it's a black moon. Oh, yeah. Number 3, Bill Belichick. I agree, Randolph, because I'm not eating avocado ice cream and rice cakes, and I'm sure you're not. I'm drinking tall boys every night, and I don't think Brady is. So, that leaves two spots. Now, I agree, but, Randolph, I agree, completely agree, but, the way he's going to be, he would still be in better shape than us even when he retires, but, like I've said, you only have to start losing a little bit in the NFL. The level of talent is so high that when you start losing just a little bit, then they start getting knocked down. They start getting picked. Your line's not as good as it used to be. It's still up in the air whether they bring back Blunt. I know they added, the speedy linebacker from the Saints, but I just think they're going to fall off this season. Everything's a line chart, man. There's highs and there's lows. No line chart in the world keeps going up. Not a single one. They all go up and down. And so will theirs. They've been on a good ride up for a while. I'll give them that. But everything comes down in the NFL. And their time will come again. And it's coming. Alright. My top 2. Most hated coaches. I've seen them both up there. Number 2. Coach 2 teams in our division. 2 teams. And man, I just can't stand the guy. Just can't stand the guy. Marty Schottenheimer. Marty Schottenheimer. What a putz. I just can't stand that guy. I mean, do I need to make a list? I mean, you guys probably have your own. We all hate that guy. Oh my God. It was great to see the Chargers with that freaking stellar record going to the playoffs get bounced. And he gets fired. But they're like 14-2. And he gets fired. How do you get fired with a record like that? Oh man. That's the chokers for you. You have a guy that takes you to the playoffs. 14-2. And you fire him. I'm glad he could never get it done with the Chiefs. Him and his Raider. It's Raider week. It's Raider week. Shut up. That's your Raider week. Right here. Man, Marty Schottenheimer. Oh, man. That guy. He was coaching the Chargers in an era when we just weren't the greatest a lot of the time. And that was when they had LaDainian Tomlinson, and we was on my top 10 most hated list. And I hated the chokers. That was their only time where they shined in the division. Was for that brief period. And they didn't get jack out of it either. You got some division titles, but you didn't get nothing. You didn't get no ring. You still didn't raise no trophy. There ain't no ticker tape parade. You didn't get no confetti. You didn't get nothing. Nothing! Marty Schottenheimer, chokers, nothing. And now, you're the LA Chargers, which is freaking hilarious. Oh man, that game last year when we played the Chargers toward the end of the season and straight blacked that out, that was insane. Insane. Even the Chargers players after the game were like, man, I ain't never seen nothing like that, at home. Our home fans wasn't even cheering. It's like we was playing in Oakland. That was the greatest thing, man. That was awesome. Now, I've seen several of them up there. And I can't remember. I'll go back because I want to give you whoever. I seen somebody nailed this one first. It was one of the first one. Oh, it was somebody from Oakland Raiders. It was somebody from the Oakland Raiders page. Nailed it first. They didn't hashtag who it was, so I wasn't sure who it was. But they were the first one that I seen with the correct name, who is my number one, the Commish's most hated coach of all time. And of course, he's a donkey. Just like my most hated player of all time is also a donkey. Can you guess who it is? He was the coach of the Raiders at one time. And we released him mid-season. And he hated us ever since. And so, then he goes to the rival. And he had Raiders week. And he was the coach of my most hated player, Mr. John Elway. My most hated player of all time. He was his coach. He's such a smug putz. I can't stand Mike Shanahan. Cannot stand him. I love that everywhere he went after the Broncos, he sucked. It was just a little satisfaction, little gratification for what we had to dealing with him all of those years. The back-to-back with Elway. Ugh. You know, I seen some people throw Dan Reeves up there, but Dan Reeves never won anything. Really. He lost more than he won when he got to the big games. Shanahan was the... And not only were they winning then, but he hated us as much as we hated him. Hated us. And it was such an extra fire every time the Raiders and the Broncos played in that era. Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan and John Elway. They are two of my most hated rivals in the NFL, period. Them as a combination. Hated them. Hated them. So there you have it. Number 10, Mike Tomlin. Number 9, Bill Walsh. Number 8, Marv Levy. Number 7, Dick Vermeil. Number 6, Jimmy Johnson. Number 5, Bill Parcells. Number 4, John Gruden. Number 3, Bill Belichick. Number 2, Marty Schottenheimer. And the Commish's number 1 most hated coach of all time, Mike Shanahan. Head donkey. Head donkey. Now, that was off of the Chris Lentz notepad. Everybody hated Shanahan, Assassin Angel Eyes. Everybody. His wife probably hated him. His son probably hated working for him. He's a schmuck. So, we've all seen the story that cracked this week. The Raiderettes had a settlement with the Oakland Raiders. Don't know why this took so long. It'd been in the news for years. I don't even know how far this was back, like 2006, 5, 4, somewhere around there. But it went back a long ways. They settled for $1.25 million, spread out between 100 of them. Randolph, I can understand that. He was my number 4 or 5. What was he? He was 4. I hate him too. And Randolph, I live in the Tampa Bay area. Raider ReACTION comes to you from deep behind the enemy lines. I'm not from here. I moved here. And the first thing I said when I found out I was moving here to my wife was, I can't believe I'm moving to the place where the last team that beat us in the Super Bowl's from. Everybody's going to want to say something because I rock my Raiders everywhere. I was like, I'm going to be getting fights everywhere. Somebody's always going to want to bring up some bad stuff with me. And, sucked. And he lives down here airport, and I just want to walk up and... Oh, someday I'm going to say something to him when he's sitting down there. I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm a Raiders fan. You know, because he'll think I'm like coming at him with something nice. You know what? I'm a Raiders fan. I just want to tell you. That's when I get hauled off by security. So probably don't want to do that, because that'd be federal. That's at the airport, so we don't want to do that. Another Raider great. My #1 favorite Raider of all time, Mr. Timothy Brown. Greatest Raider receiver of all time, in my humble opinion. Number 81. He is the reason I am the Commish 81. Timmy Brown. Tim Brown comes out and says, and I quote, "They have the potential, no doubt about it, to be the best wide receiver duo. Give them a couple more years together, at least one more year together, and I think you will be able to say they are the best duo. These guys, man, with the attitude Crabtree brings and the talent of Cooper, they are a tough duo to stop." Both went over 1,000 yards last season. They are... Go Spurs, go! Hold on, we got some basketball up in here. Donna's ready for some Spurs action. I tell you what, that Mono Ginobili block the other night, ooh, that was nasty. That was nasty. I ain't gonna lie. That was nasty. He posterized that man. He posterized him. But Tim Brown saying within a couple more years that Crabtree and Cooper are going to be an elite duo of the NFL. And there's a very good Mama Bear's like, "What's up? Got the Warriors over here." You know, now everybody knows it's gonna be Warriors and Cavs. I'm sorry. Everybody knows. Stevie Wonder could see it. It's going to be Warriors and Cavs. We all know it. Everybody knows it. So it's going to come down to, but I mean, last year, LeBron with that block coming from behind, and oh, that was nasty too. That was nasty. So do the Warriors come back? It's going to be third year in a row, man. This is like the new Bird Magic. This is like the new Jordan, Jordan Jazz, Bulls Jazz. This is that. So I'm sorry, Mama Bear, but I think the Cavs are going to win it again. I do. I'm not a Cavs fan, but I'm sorry, man. I know as much hate as LeBron gets. LeBron's a bad mamma jamma, and he gets some hate because he's good. But I just love seeing that my favorite Raider of all time, Timmy Brown, is like, these boys are good. These boys is good, and they're going to be real good for a long time. Crab's only 29. Coop's 22, guys. 22. 22. We're going to have him for a decade at least. Can you... Oh. Him and Derek Carr. Sorry, Mama Bear. I'm just got to keep it real. That's what I think. I think it's going to be good, though. I think it's going to go 7, and I think it's going to be one of those exciting series. But I just think LeBron's he's that guy, man. He's just got it. As much as everybody hates him, he flops and he does this, and he's just got it. And some people just have it, and he's just got it. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I think everybody in the country knows it's going to be Cavs Warriors, though. I'm sorry, Spurs and Rockets fans. Hate to burst your bubble, but nobody's stopping the Cavs in the East. Nobody. Come on. They should just put them in there now. Should have just put them in there now. Now, going to give you a little schedule breakdown. Wanted to get into a little schedule breakdown, but I'm only going to break down the schedule till the bye week. Now, I have already went on record with what I think my prediction of our record is going into the bye week. and what I think our record is for the entire season. Now, I am not going to change that. I am not backing off of that. I still believe the way I believe. But I'm going to tell you the games I think we're going to lose. And it pains me to pick any game that the Raiders would lose. But at the end of the season, if I'm right on all of them, that would be awesome. So I'm going to give it a shot. Because, of course, we all want to say we're going to go 16-0. But that's not realistic. It's just not. Any given Sunday, team's going to have a clunker in the regular season. The key guy's banged up. He's out for a week. Somebody drops the ball. Something gets tipped. Weird fumble happens. Somebody missed a field goal. Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. You just can't have, we can't have them clunkers in the playoffs. So we got to get, you have a couple clunkers through the regular season. You learn from them. It's good to trip a little bit. It gives you something to build on. It gives you something to get mad about, to regroup, to become a team about, and come back angry. So it's good. It's good to stumble a little bit. But you only want to stumble a few times. Because a 16-game season, this is my story. I'm sticking to it. And, gotta stumble a couple times. To be able to dust yourself off. Get mad. It's good. So, we start out in the regular season at Tennessee playing the Titans. Playing the Titans. I like that. The season of revenge. I like that, Assassin Angel Eyes. Season of revenge. Jerry, I think we're going to go better than that. I'm on the record at 13-3. But let's break it down here to the week 10 bye week. We start the season at Tennessee. I completely see this as a W. Well, I'm there with you, Randolph. We're going together. I'm staying at your place. So, and we're gonna go early, and we're gonna go interview everybody for Raider Reaction. We're gonna walk around the whole stadium ahead of time. We're gonna interview it all up. That's what we're gonna do, and you're gonna come with me, and we're gonna hang out. We're gonna drink Tall Boys and go interview Raider Nation. So, Tennessee, that's a W. W. For sure. Starting the season with a win. 1-0. I don't see any way we're slipping up in Tennessee and starting the season with anything less than a win. I think Derek Carr comes out salivating in week 1, just wanting to. Man, I think our team is coming out with a tude this season. An attitude to get it done. They were going to get it done last season, and it was a fluke. They were on the road to greatness, and they tripped. And they got to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and bring it. And I think they're going to bring it in week 1. I think the first couple weeks, you're going to see a beatdown. Because we're going to go to Tennessee, and we're going to lay the wood on them guys. And then we're coming home to the Coliseum with an old buddy, Mr. McCown. We had you. Everybody in the league had you. You've been around, Mr. McCown. You got more jerseys in your closet than the Commish has. And you're coming with the Jets. One of the worst teams in the league last season. 2-0. 2-0. We go on the road, get our first win on the road, come home, grab our first win at home. So we get both of those out of the way in the first 2 weeks. Then we go back across the country to play the Redskins. Kirk Cousins he's overrated. Come on. And they had a fire sale. They got rid of Deshaun Jackson. Fired their general manager. They cleaned house, man. The Skins were, 9-7 last year? Psh, come on. Or 8-7-1. What were they, 8-7-1? 8-7-1. Now that's good. I pulled that off my head. That was pretty good. Come on, give me some props. 8-7-1. That's a crazy record to remember. Skins were 8-7-1 last season. They are not going to be that good. Not going to be that good. They're not even going to be that good this season. They're barely over 500. Come on, 8-7-1. And they gave away talent? No way. 3-0. 3-0. This is my pivotal game of the early part of the season, is week 4. I absolutely think we're 3-0 when we come to Denver to play the Donkeys in Donkeyville at Donkey Stadium. This is the pivotal game. October 1st. Mark it on your calendar. October 1st, showdown in Donkeyville. Because we come out of that game 4-0. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty. And I completely think we feast on Donkey that day. 4-0. Then we get to come home. We got 3 games at home, guys. After we come off that back-to-back on the road at Washington and at Denver. Then we come home. We've got Baltimore, the Chargers, and end with a Thursday night game with Kansas City. All 3 are at home. This is where I think our first clunker comes into play. We got Baltimore first, then we got the LA Chargers. LA Chargers. And then we got the Chiefs, like I said, on Thursday night, prime time in front of everybody in week 7. This is where I think our clunker comes in. I think we slip up on the second game and drop a close one to the Chargers. God, I hate to say it. But I think we're going to slip and we're going to lose that first divisional game against them. But then the next week, on Thursday night, on prime time, we go and absolutely manhandle the Chiefs. I believe the first time we play the Chiefs, we manhandle them. And we will go in 5-1 when we get to the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a clunker. I just think we slip, something goes wrong, and that's the one. I think it's going to be in one of those 3 home games. You get out to the 4-0, the 5-0, and you just feel, you start to get that feeling like, oh man, they can't nobody beat us. And then something happens, and that's just the way it is. Nobody goes 16-0. But we're going to whoop Kansas City bad. Then we go on the road for 2 more games after we finish off that home game, and we're 6-1. And we go play at Buffalo, and it's a beatdown. Absolute beatdown. And then we go to Miami. I'll be there. That one's on my calendar. That's a definite. That's a definite. The Commish will be there at the Miami game. That is going to be an absolute beatdown. We will go into the bye week at 8-1. 8-1. The only game we're going to lose is a very tough divisional game against the Chargers. I think it's going to be a fluke game. I think the Chargers are going to have a bad record when they come in. I think we're going to overlook them. And I think it's one of those games where they just squeak one out on us at the end. I don't think they're going to beat us up. I don't see that at all. I don't think anybody's going to beat us up this season. I think when we lose, it's going to be a tight game and something just doesn't go right at the end. Missed coaching call, bad play call, bad something. It's football and it happens. So that's my prediction. We go into the bye week at 8-1. Our only loss is week 6 to the LA Chargers in a very, very close game. So that's my predictions for the first part of the season. Now you're going to have to wait for week 11 through 17, where I see us losing 2 games out of those 7. So I think the Dolphins will be tough this season too. I'm looking forward to that game. They've got that beautiful stadium now. That's one I need to check off my list, Randolph. I've not been to that stadium, and I'm looking forward to. I know Assassin Angel Eyes, and they are practicing very close to where I live. Because when they practiced last year, it's at IMG in Bradenton, which is like 40 minutes from where I live. So, last season, they were closed practices. We weren't able to get in there, and I wanted to badly. But, so hopefully this season, they'll open it up. Because when they played Jacksonville, Tampa last year, they stayed. And man, I was at both those games, and it was great. It's great. I was able to take my son to both of those games because it was during school, and we were able to travel to him, and he didn't have to miss school. So, it was great. All right. I'm getting low on time here, so let's get right to my WTH. I'm sure we all seen it in the Twitterverse. What's up, Drea? Bruce Irvin. Marquette King. Now, I was very upset about this as well. When I seen this, Jazz, I was not happy about it either. And I was pissed off about it when it happened. And I understand why Bruce Irvin is upset about it still. Because it's just not a good thing. It's a bad look. He's like, I literally don't know what to say. You know, I can play everything, even a punter. And I won't take pics with the enemy as a joke. And then he comes back and says after he gets a Kermit meme, Marquette replies with this. A little gif of him sipping tea. Then he gets back, LOL, don't get your ass beat trying to impress your followers. Now, this totally rubbed me the wrong way too, man. This guy totally disrespected your teammate, your boy Crabtree, on the field, in the field of battle, and you're going to go up and hug up with him at the Pro Bowl. And then this guy's always, you know, a punter should be like a 5-year-old at a family reunion. You should be seen and not heard. You're a punter. Stay out of the Twitter. Stay off my news feed. You're one of the most, if you look at the roster, you're down towards the bottom of relevancy. Okay? Please, we shouldn't see the punter in the headlines all the time. You only play a handful of plays a game. Alright? You kick the ball. You don't tackle nobody. You kick the ball and you walk off. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Don't go hugging up with the enemy that disrespected one of the best players on the team. So, that's my WTH. Marquette King, what the hell? Thank you for joining me. This is the first Coast to Coast. I am the Commish. Thank you for joining me on the East Coast. Time to throw it deep to the Raider Bear. Go catch him, take it for 6. Finish off Coast to Coast on the West Coast. The infamous Raider Bear's up next. Thank you for joining me. I got something very special for you tomorrow night. I'm going to be posting it on the page and promoting it. Something very special tomorrow night. Special little Friday edition flavor. Interactive, everybody join me. I'm going to be posting what it is. Peace, love, Raider Nation.